What's up, boys? Welcome back to the channel. Have no clue what day this is, but I kind of have a common theme going on right now. Posting these videos super late, and I shouldn't be. I think it's around, you probably can't even see that, but it's around 2:30 in the morning right now. Don't know why I film so late, but sometimes I just genuinely forget, and some other times I don't have anything to talk about. And then some other times I have really good things to talk about, but then I don't know if I'm ready to kind of talk about them, almost, if that makes sense. So that's why this one is kind of super late. Sorry if I'm kind of breathing heavy right now. I'm like dying over here, so I'm using the inhaler. I don't know why, but it's not because I'm fat or out of shape. Just don't get that twisted, because I'm not fat and not out of shape. So don't think that. It's literally just because I can't breathe and I have asthma. But anyway, besides the point, today worked on some ads, worked on the usual kind of store stuff, and then what I've really been messing around with all day today, and I should say, I guess, nighttime, because we're pretty much halfway into the next day already, into the morning. I worked on Claude Code. I've kind of watched a bunch of videos to really understand how it works and how I can use it and implement it and talk to it, change the code manually, and understand how it works and all the different integrations that I need to be able to use it properly. And that's what I've just been doing, setting up a bunch of API keys between different softwares and everything like that, between my e-commerce stores or Shopify stores and my landscape business. So I worked on this one agent for, I guess you could say agent, or like an inbox filter for my stores. And what it is a repeatable inbox agent that pretty much like filters all of your emails for your stores. And so I have all these stores set up, and of course I have VAs for kind of like customer support. Whoa, like glowing orange. But I have these VAs for customer support, and I pay them a decent amount to work multiple hours every single day just to reply to these customer emails and deal with chargebacks, send refunds, everything like that. But what I was able to do is set up pretty much like an inbox agent where it literally goes through, filters out all the BS, and you get a lot of emails that are just stupid, like, does this product work? Like, yeah, it does work, because obviously we're selling it, right? Like, why are you even asking that? And so, like, stuff like that, it literally automatically sends out emails for that. It also archives a bunch of those and puts them in trash, because half the time you don't even need to reply to those because people are just wasting your time. So we send those out automatically now. The chargeback refund ones are filtered specifically. Some of them get drafted, some of them need attention, and they're basically filtered out by my team members. So what this means is we have my VAs. I have 3 VAs on the store, and they all work different hours, kind of. And what this does is it also filters them by priority. So if one is sitting for 12 hours, the other one's sitting for 2 hours. Obviously, we get back to them faster than this, but if one of them's sitting for 12 hours, the other one's sitting for 2 hours, it's going to prioritize the 12-hour one because it's been waiting for longer, and it will put it under the to-do list for that said VA that is working at this time, or this time, whatever it is. So like, if the earliest VA is VA1, that VA will get assigned the 12-hour one, and maybe there's a bunch of other stuff that they have to do in a list. It has a maximum, and what that'll do is transfer over to the next one. And it literally, like, bro, this is insane, because it literally alleviates all of the issues and response times and delegates the work kind of evenly across all 3 of them, so that I'm not wasting time, and not one VA is doing all the work and the other 2 aren't doing shit. And so it saves a ton of time there. And yeah, it also cuts down my hours essentially too, because now I don't need to pay them as much time. And I should rephrase that, because they're working hourly, but they're also like full time for me. So by them just working on customer support for multiple hours every single day, but not being able to do the other tasks that I give them, it's kind of limiting them. And I'm not getting the highest ROI out of each one of them. And so now what this does is they only have to work on, customer support for 1 to 2 hours a day, and I can give them other tasks that they can handle throughout the day, and basically train them up on different positions to the point where they can handle a lot of the back end work in the same amount of time, just because I built out proper systems. And so, anyway, with this whole Claude Code thing, it's really, really interesting, and I'm having a lot of fun with it and spending hours on it, just working, and learning it. And now I have a couple of those being built, and we're just in the process of those, but I wanted to get some RFW work done because I feel like I've been slacking on that, and my customer support has been straight terrible because I don't have an office staff to kind of deal with all the customer support, the phone calls, the text messages, everything like that. And so I figured the easiest one for that, since I now had this email agent, would be to work on a simpler inbox agent for the landscaping company. And I won't show you guys the one that we're using for the stores now, just because if I give away the entire dashboard and the interface, it will kind of give away everything. And there's a lot of sauce in there that I don't want you guys to see. And that might sound like jealous, but I'm not here to give away everything for free. Some of these things you have to learn on your own through experience, because that's just, I feel like, the way it is. And so don't take that the wrong way, but there's just things I can't show. It'll leak the store, a bunch of stuff. So, and I'm pretty public about RFW Services, which is my landscape company. So, I can show you guys this one. So, so here basically we have the agent, and this is the dashboard of which you have the inbox manager, Caitlin, you can name it whatever, files them, replies drafted, emails handled, runs completed, runs every 10 minutes. It shows where they're being sorted. This is where drafted emails will come up, and you can actually send them through there. And this is the needs you tab. So these are ones that you actually have to reply to yourself. And then this is what's kind of coming next. So this is what it does currently. This is what we're working on. And this is what is also in the pipeline. And I just think this is really cool, because now it also shows like the progress with this AI agent essentially. And I don't even know if you'd call it an AI agent, because it's not actively doing anything, it's really just filtering. So anyway, it is making these, and we're actively learning, like this learn your writing voice. I have Claude set up to the point where it is learning through these emails that we send out and across all of my inboxes, through my browsers, to see like what the way I talk, and it is learning the way I talk, and in turn we'll update this in a couple of days to now where it just makes the replies based off of my personal voice, so like how I normally speak. So if I'm talking in like brain rot 24/7, it's gonna talk in brain rot. That's a terrible example, but I need something. So and then know your schedule, handle follow-ups. It already has a follow-up category on here. It's not on this page that I'm showing you guys just now, just because there's nothing to follow up on. So that will like auto-populate when it's ready. But I set this all up through Claude Code, and then we took the scripts and the HTML file and we put it into Google Scripts, which is something I just learned. To get into Google Scripts, you test run these different triggers, and then you deploy this script. And once the script is active, now we set up the script to the point where it runs every 10 minutes, and it will go through my inbox every single 10 minutes just to see run. That's why it says 64 times. And then it also goes through, a follow-up period. So we have it set at every 3 days. It makes sure, and it goes follows up. It drafts follow-ups for the emails that we sent out if they need it. So it reads the email first, then drafts the follow-up if needed. And that scans it at 8 a.m. every single day for every 4 days. So yeah, that's what we've been working on. I am now working on one for my landscape or my mowing crew. And so what this is going to do is we built out binders and different SOPs for them to put in an actual binder. And a lot of people don't use binders, but we're going to leave it in the truck anyway just so they have it. But what we're building is essentially like an employee kind of hub where they pretty much get the same, like, I guess, look and feel as this dashboard that we made here for this inbox agent. And so what they'll be able to do is they'll be able to navigate it, and it's like, all right, if I need to find a property flow on how to mow, what to do first in this order, they can scroll through the SOPs and they can find property flow. If they need one for safety numbers, like emergency contacts, there's one for emergency contacts. There's yellow slips to fill out. There's damage reports to fill out. And they can fill this out in the app specifically. And then we can see on the manager or owner side of this same hub that we just made the issue. And then we can figure out what to do and mitigate the issue. We have Jobber for this, which is a CRM that we use for invoicing, job tracking, time tracking, everything like that. So that takes a lot of the bulk away, but there's still things that we would like to have. And if we can digitize a lot of this stuff that we do need, like the binders, we need the binders. And a bunch of that other content that we have implemented into our business, if we can have that all online, it makes it much more scalable because you don't have to teach somebody. There's no paper, and they can essentially go through there and learn it themselves. There's going to be directions. It's going to be very simple, and overall make it a very, very seamless process. And we're going to be able to do this for the next truck that we get, the multiple crews, everything like that. So that's kind of what I've been up to, just working on that. I found this stuff really, really interesting. I wasn't really big into AI at first, but now I'm kind of seeing the opportunity that you can have with building these, because you're essentially building systems that you can implement to a business. And yeah, this took me a couple hours, but it'll be worth it in the long term. And on top of that, if I want to, technically, now that I'm building these out, I can basically sell this as a service underneath the advertising work. Especially if I build out these systems, I can sell it as a $500 setup, $100 a month package, to the point where we automate all these things in your business and you pay us a fee for that. Because this stuff, the scripting and everything like that, takes hours, and it takes a little bit of expertise and skill. Not a lot, but it does take some, because I put in a couple hours into this. And but anyway, I'm seeing a lot of opportunity with this, and I'm trying to implement it as much as possible into this business, because I'm very, very spread thin right now. And I'm working on the entire process of delegating and getting more employees on, but some of that stuff you can only speed up so much. And so whatever I can do right now is making these agents and these systems to the point where it takes off a little bit of the burden that I have on me currently, and eases the stress load and the tolerance that I have just a little bit. And so that way, when these employees come on, they're ready to go, and they can see it's a very, very simple, seamless, professional system that they can be onboarded on. And there's no questions. People aren't going to have to contact me, crew leads, managers, or anything like that. they're not going to have to contact any of those people for that, because they're going to be able to go in this client hub and on top of Jobber, and they're going to see like, all right, this is perfect. We don't really need to do anything. It shows everything that we need to do. It shows the images. If there's an issue or a question they may have about how to do something, there's an SOP for it. And it pretty much just sums up a lot of that stuff. So that way office staff and, we can work on other things that are higher ROI in the business. And same thing with ecom. Just adding all these things and systemizing it a lot. And there's a lot of great CRMs and softwares to use, but they always lack something. And if you can kind of consolidate them into just one or two things, like having a client hub that you built, Jobber and QuickBooks, for example, you now only have three things to worry about, 3 subscriptions, and it just simplifies the entire process. And so that's what I'm kind of trying to do across everything right now. And also it's pretty enjoyable. Like, I've had a lot of fun doing this. But yeah, that's kind of a rant. I've just been ranting the past couple minutes on this. But yeah, we worked on those, and then I went to the driving range and got some food with a close friend of mine that I haven't seen in a while. And yeah, so that was kind of my day. It rained all day, so not much going on, so we just did a lot of computer work. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep knocking these out, upload this video, and I have a banger video for you guys tomorrow that I have been kind of thinking about and writing down, just so I can convey it to you guys in the best possible way. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Peace out. We'll catch you guys in the next one.